Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of Care Sandwich. I'm Margarita Eberline, your host, and I have a guest that I'm going to introduce in just a minute. And first, watch this video.
Welcome to Care Sandwich, the podcast where we dive into the success journeys of law firm owners across the country. I'm Margarita Eberline, your host and the founder of Marketing Boss, a fractional chief marketing officer firm for law firms. On this show, we'll explore the challenges, strategies, and victories that have shaped law firms and how they wrap every interaction with care. Because we believe that caring isn't just a value, it's a strategy for success. So grab your favorite sandwich, sit back, and let's dig into a conversation filled with insight, inspiration, and of course, a lot of care.
Welcome back. I'd like to welcome to the virtual stage, Alex. Join me. Come tell us about yourself.
Thank you so much for having me, Margarita. My name is Alex Miranda, and I own a virtual staffing agency. That just means I find really cool people in Latin America who are bilingual and professionals to work for United States companies. It's an absolute win-win. It's been such an amazing experience to be able to serve both entrepreneurs and people in Latin America, professionals, in such a win-win way, Margarita. It's so rare to be in a business where everyone literally feels like they're winning. Like no one feels like they got the short end of the stick. And that's such a cool part of this entrepreneurial journey, Margarita. So I'm just excited to be here with you.
That's awesome. So, Alex, how did you get into this space? Out of curiosity, do you live in Latin America? Are you from Latin America? Do you have friends over there? Why Latin America? How did that happen?
I wish the story was that amazing and cool. It was actually the opposite. I got into huge payroll problems in 2008. When the crash happened, I owned a marketing agency. I had 14 employees, a beautiful office on South Beach. I was rocking and rolling. My clients were nightclubs. And I mean, any 25-year-old who owns a big agency on South Beach you're just on top of life. But then my CPA hit me with it and said, hey, you're backed up on payroll taxes. Now you owe the government a whole bunch of money and you need to let go of these employees. That was devastating. These were my friends, Margarita. You're 25 years old. You hadn't got, you're so excited. You're hiring your friends where everybody's working together. And so, but my CPA told me that if I wanted to keep this business going, I needed to reduce those costs. And he was the one that told me that I could hire people in Latin America. I could hire people internationally to do the same work that the people in my office were doing. So from one day to the next, I had this epiphany. It was out of necessity, really, that my whole company could run from people in other countries. And so over the course of the years, I slowly but surely started to let go of almost everybody, and I became 100% virtual. And but I was really innovating, Margarita. At the time, 2008, not a lot of people were using employees internationally. I was kind of right there at the beginning of it all. That's how it all happened.
And it's such a controversial thing, being in the marketing space. I have lived a similar story, not quite copy paste like yours, but where I had to have the same shift, right? Back when I owned an agency. And I have conversations on the business owner side now as a CMO about, hey, you have these things. And one of the things that we do at Marketing Boss is we help business owners figure out how to execute and who to execute with, right? So we'll have a conversation like, okay, this is the strategy, because that's what we do. This is a strategy that we recommend. Here are the things that, we think you should do. and we'll say, what do you feel comfortable investing in? And we can do it in phases, and then based on that, we'll go through and say, all right, based on your budget and based on the strategy, here are some options. You can hire in-house, you can hire this agency, you can hire that agency, right? And a question that several of them will ask is, oh, well, so-and-so agency, where are they based out of? Where's their staff, right? And it's like so controversial when it's like, oh, well, this one's 100% in Latin America. This one has staff in the Philippines. This one, and it's like, oh, no, I want like the US based, staff. And like, I love that, right? But then when they see the price tag, but it's like, yeah, because their overhead is probably astronomical. You can't compare what you can get there, with here. So tell me your thoughts about that.
I think maybe you live in a different age now than I ran. I ran my agency till 2018. So I didn't get those questions. In fact, Margarita, my question was, how can I get some people in Latin America too? This was constantly, and that's actually what spawned this business, was my own clients seeing how I operated my whole business. I thought they would judge me for that. I thought they would be mad at me for that. But in fact, it was the opposite. They were like, I want to do this too in my operations. Mm-hmm. And that's when I said, man, I'm doing something innovative here. People they don't know how to find them, manage them. Because when you do it correctly, Margarita, you wouldn't even know they're in Latin America. You wouldn't know at all, because they go to the same universities. They're in our time zone. You wouldn't know. So my own clients started asking, and that's how I started my whole staffing agency. So but maybe now they care, and I don't know those things now.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. And don't get me wrong. I'm giving you a scenario where it's an issue. Many times my experience is what you just described, where they're like, oh yeah, I like that. Oh my God, great price point. Let's go, right? Select few will have an issue with it. That's all. I'm not saying it's the norm. To clarify, I hope I didn't come across that way. But let's talk about, because I'm a big believer in, well, once you understand how, you're able to wrap your mind around things a little bit and have more peace about things, right? So walk us through very top level, because I'm sure, you have a lot that you can share. Very top level, what are some pieces of advice of the how to look for when working with an agency like yours? So if I'm a law firm owner and I say, hey, Alex, I'm thinking about hiring, in another country, what do I need to do as a business owner to prepare myself? Software, workflows, like walk us through that to get yourself virtual staffing ready.
Hey there, I hope you're enjoying the conversation and your sandwich as much as we are. I want to take a moment to share a few words about our sponsor, Marketing Boss. If you're a law firm owner looking to supercharge your growth, our team at Marketing Boss is here to help. We've got over a decade of experience and a proven track record, and we specialize in growing law firms like yours with data-driven marketing leadership. So if you own a law firm and you're ready to get a predictable, steady flow of cases from your marketing, let's connect at marketing-boss.com.
I will say, first and foremost, you have to use a company like mine. Mm-hmm. You must use a company in the middle that adds value. If you try to do this alone, which you can, because I did it alone, so of course you can do it alone. You do it alone, you find people, great. You eliminate the quote unquote middleman. But that means you need to have a virtual HR department. So you got to be ready to recruit them, train them, manage them, make sure they're working their hours, replace them. The replacement process is daunting when you're on your own. So number one advice, use a company like mine. But I say like mine, hoping others do the same thing I do, which is that we're actually a business process optimization company. We're a consulting firm. So we first have to figure out, are you ready for this? The other day, I told a client, you're not ready for this. If I bring you someone, this thing's gonna just get worse. You're not using Monday.com or any kind of project management system or any kind of business management system. Your CRM is in your Excel spreadsheet. You're not using your existing tools the way they should be doing. So I suggest first we bring you a director of operations that's going to button everything up, start using all your CRMs, start using everything to the T. Then you start building all the admin people below in each department.
Wow, that's very comprehensive. And you're right. Like I experienced the same thing where, I mean, I'm very techie, but it was an advantage that I had that all of my stuff is very organized, very on the cloud. Project management is my jam. So it was easy for me.
Easy. For us, it's easy. Other people aren't like us. You know that, Margarita. We run into entrepreneurs. Look, as marketing agency owners, you and I are marketing. We're marketing agency owners. So naturally, project management, CRMs, those things are like, you don't have those. You don't really have a marketing agency. Whereas, adding virtual people to that is easy for us. But if entrepreneurs don't use their systems, and you have so many different systems out there. But if you don't have it all together there, you're not ready to hire a virtual team. Instead, you need a director of operations type of person to come get everything together. Usually in your case, the law firm, if they don't have that because the lawyer is also the one who's lawyering. They're not.
So the scenario that I see, and I would love your thoughts on this, is law firm might have a very sophisticated operations process for case management, which is great. And then they want to hire virtually for marketing, but they don't have a project management that's designed for marketing. And they're like, oh, what do I need that for? Like, I have a CRM already, like my case software. And I'm like, they're different.
That's different. Yeah. No. Yeah. Businesses, every single business, doesn't matter where you're at, what kind of industry, you need a system like a Monday.com. Or ClickUp. We use Asana. Notion, huge. Notion's not for one industry. It's if you're not using this in your business, period. I don't care if you're a dog walking business or an ice cream truck owner. You need a project management system if you're going to scale and grow. If you want multiple ice cream trucks and you're going to get up, you need a project management system to make all that happen. And you can hire, here's the hack, Margarita. There's people just still don't know this. There are directors of operations in Latin America who have operated businesses, who have worked in businesses for 10, 20 years in Latin America. Guess what? Business ain't any different down there than it is up here. It's still people, processes. They go to the same universities. We can hire them here for $4,500 a month, a director of operations. Whereas if you try to get a US person to be your director of operations, how much money do they want these days? A director of operations, we're talking over $100,000. You can get it for a lot less. And what does a director of operations do? They're just managing the overall operations, managing EOS, whatever system's being brought into the company. So it's a major hack. Not a lot of people know, Margarita. There's such crazy, amazing, high caliber talent. My CFO is in Venezuela. Come on.
Yeah.
They're down there. Well, we just got to learn how to use them.
And to be fair, many companies that I know of have been burned because they try it. But to your point, right? There's trying the thing, and then there's trying it done with a process in place, with an infrastructure. So all those variables I think matter. But there have been, companies that maybe have tried it and got burned, which is why I absolutely love your advice. If you are listening, watching, and you're like, oh my God, I tried that and it was a disaster, or, it didn't work out, or the staffing, whatever. Like, I think the wisdom, and I want to recap it, is make sure that you have the infrastructure to operate virtually, and make sure you at least at minimum have some sort of like project management or some sort of workflow process inside your company so that you can manage. And then I'm sure there are so many other things, and then call Alex and ask him more questions about the how. And I was chuckling when I asked you how, and you're like, call me. Because I like to make social media content, and I just recorded one that says, how to scale your law firm with smart marketing, 10 steps. And then I put, call me and I'll tell you the other 9. So I was laughing. I just recorded that. Anyway, Alex, this has been great. I have one more question for you. And I'm curious about your answer because, wow, like, Latin America, maybe, I don't know. I have my guesses of what you're going to say, but what is your favorite sandwich?
I go to a sandwich shop around the corner from my office called Frankie's Deli. They're the #1 sandwich shop in the entire United States. I know it sounds like everyone could claim that, but this one literally on Yelp, #1. They got like the news stations came and there was news trucks parked outside and big, huge deal. I could literally walk there. How blessed am I? But I will get on a Friday, I will get a steak and cheese from them. They hand cut the steak and cheese, the steak, and then I will pair it with a lobster bisque soup. And I'll dip the I know it's weird. I'm dipping the steak and cheese in the lobster bisque soup. I'm drooling just thinking about it right now. I'm sorry.
I know it's almost
this is my thing. This is my thing.
Wow.
What a weird question to ask. I love it. I've never been asked this.
Well, because Care Sandwich did it. Care Sandwich. So
I get it. I love it.
Yeah. So guys, if you were listening, or ladies, if you were listening, you're like, I want to get in touch with Alex. Okay, I'm ready to either try this for the first time or try this again, or just explore other options to grow my business. There's his website. It's how do you pronounce that? Virtrify.
Virtrify. Yep.
Virtrify. Okay, cool. I like it. It's a little sticky.
A word I invented. I just boom created it. Like Google. Yeah.
So I invented Marketees, but then I found out it was already on the internet. But I invented it. I was there when I invented it. It didn't exist. Like Marketees, meaning using marketing jargon. And then I invented
I love it.
I invented the phrase marketing PTSD, which is what a condition that happens to business owners when they have bad experiences with their marketing and aren't able to trust again. They have marketing PTSD.
I love it. I love it.
Anyway.
I love it. Virtrify is a verb. To virtrify your company is to build a virtual team to support existing operations. That's in the Webster Dictionary in 2030.
I love it. So we use it in a sentence. It is time to virtrify your company. Is that a correct use?
Yes. To go through the virtrification process. Yes,
like
it is.
Google, it's time to Google something. Now we say it's time to virtrify your business. It's time to virtrify your business.
Amen.
All right, let's chant it.
Amen. You got it.
Thank you so much, Alex, for these wonderful tips. If you were listening, watching, reach out, explore some options. We highly recommend it. We've experienced the growth, the benefits of having a really nice mix in our company of global and local, US based, and whatever your situation is, worth exploring. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the next episode of Care Sandwich. Alex, don't go anywhere. I'll see you backstage.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Care Sandwich. Remember, the way we care for our clients, our teams, and ourselves can make all the difference in our success. Until next time, keep caring, keep growing, and I'll see you on the next episode of Care Sandwich.